The Coach O Show with Luke Tasker.
Hey, Ticat fans, welcome to the Coach O Show. I'm joined by the Ticats head coach, Orlondo Steinauer, and myself, Luke Tasker. This is our weekly update with Coach. Coach, congratulations first off. What a great win, and changes the whole story of the team from 1 week ago at our first episode of the Coach O Show to today, leading into getting ready for the Labor Day Classic. So congratulations. I'm sure you guys are excited about that game.
I appreciate it, Luke. And winning beats the heck out of the alternative. And bigger than that, I thought we played well in three phases. And, it's a tough environment to go into. You've played many games there. The guys were really excited, but the longer it takes to get the first one, you know how it is. It just builds and builds. So very proud of them.
Yeah. I don't think I've missed playing as much since the Grey Cup of 19. I don't think there's been a time where I've missed being on the field more than when that game ended and seeing the best play in football, as you say, to kneel down at the end of the game, and just seeing, the TSN copy had a close up of Frankie's face and Sean Thomas Erlington as they were about to get interviewed or whatever they were doing, and just the glow of a player and a team having won the game together. Very, very special. I was really happy for those guys because it's just what you could tell how much love for the game was just on their faces at that moment after you've won, especially in an away game. And you're right, Montreal is not easy. I don't know. I would be interested to hear of your experience as a player in Montreal. And I think at your time, maybe that was not at the current stadium. Is that correct?
I did play some in the Big O early on, but The majority has been at McGill, though.
Okay. I actually always found it was a really tough place to play. You hate the locker room that you're in and all that, and that's all noise and stuff, but it makes you uncomfortable, right? When you're trying to get ready to play. And we, historically, the Ticats had not been doing well there. But during the second half of my career, we had a few wins there, which was nice, but not an easy place. And from the first snap, you guys did a great job. I mean, Frankie jumped off the screen, Frankie Williams, in both the return game and defensively. But like you said, I mean, really a great example of complementary football in that game.
Yes. No, it was. And, historically, I'm not even sure where it is, but I know that you always got to have your chin strap buckled and ready to play there. I think we've had our fair share of wins out there, but it's a hostile environment, and, it was a home opener for them that a lot of their fans hadn't seen football in a while. And, they're going to make some noise before it's all said and done. So then I know you had at least I remember a memorable catch out there. I can even think of one of those that always sticks out in my mind, but I'm that guy. I remember detailed things like that. So it was a great win.
Yeah, that was the best catch of my career by far. And we had some great games out there, but it's a really great stadium to be able to go out and get a road win on it. In my mind, when as a player, Toronto was guaranteed for me. I felt so comfortable playing there. I loved the away games there. I even enjoyed Ottawa and Montreal. I just always had to really be ready for a really hard fought game. But congrats. That was really spectacular. The return game specifically, I imagine you guys had some great film to watch there. There was a lot. I think it was either 2 or 3 drives across center field as a result of the return game. But is there an aspect of that came from scheme, that came from the extra bye week? Is it just guys executing the basics, with greatness?
Yeah, well, as a coach, you always want to puff your chest out and say it's scheme. But at the end of the day, that that the players make the scheme. There was guys that just played hard and executed on that play. And that, if you can give a great returner a seam, you'll have a chance. That doesn't mean you break them all, but, drive start average is a big thing. In football, it's a known statistic that, does at times really affect the outcome of a football game. So, the fact that you made mention of us getting the ball across the center line and giving the offense, it's really a couple of first downs in advance that they don't have to get. And then, if they're able to get one, you'd like to think the majority of the time you're in field goal range. So you spoke of the complementary football. I thought that we did a decent job of that. And, at the end of the day, we created some turnovers, and we didn't turn the ball over. So usually that fares out pretty well in the outcome of a football game. Of course, nothing's guaranteed, but I was very pleased with the return game. Circling back to your comment, it was the players executing.
Yeah, well, it looked very impressive. It looked cohesive on the field. When you talk about the field position and the explosive plays, the story of the first quarter was the Ticats were dominating field position, and the scoreboard showed. And when you look at the box score, Montreal had 10 points in the second quarter, and that's where the field position had swung back into their favor. The first play or the first drive of the second quarter started out with them really gaining a field position advantage, and it took a while to get that back. And it was vitally important to the scoreboard. So just the complementary football looked so impressive, and such an impressive increase from the first two games.
Absolutely.
We're going into Labor Day. Toronto's playing pretty well. They're first in the East right now. They've got 2 wins. Incredibly, and this is what I love. This is so CFL, and I just love this. But 1 week ago, the Ticats were last in the league, last in the East, trying to get their first win. And now if they beat Toronto, the way that I'm looking at the schedule for this week, I think that they're first in the East, which is such an awesome CFL thing. And I know that that's there's non-controllables, and that's not exactly the perspective that a player has. It's just about your job one play at a time. But for all of us on the outside, it's like, oh my, what the heck? If you win the Labor Day Classic and now you're first place in the East, what's the story being told, the Labor Day Classic story being told like to the players right now from you guys?
Well, you know that we're going to be focused on day 0 practice today, but at the end of the day, we don't make light of it. You've been in there, and there's a history behind it, and we do say that the Labor Day, it means, if it's not going to mean more to you, it's definitely going to mean more to everybody that comes to watch us play. And so, we don't make light of that, and we're playing at home. There should be some sort of an advantage when you play at home. That's just what it should be. So we share in that excitement and tell them, but at the end of the day, it's full focus on your meeting, and then full focus, on the football field and those sort of things. But for those that haven't been part of a Labor Day Classic here in Ontario, they're going to enjoy it. They're going to know that there's a different feel. Mainly it's covered different by the media. You're asked different questions than you are any other week. But at the end of the day, the lines don't widen. The end zones don't get bigger. It's still football, but it is fun build up every year. It's kind of usually the midpoint of the season, right?
Right.
Where you kind of, the expression or the cliche that, fall is football. Kids are going back to school and just things are happening. There's events happening, but for us, it's the next game.
Yeah. I remember you get the buildup of this, and I didn't experience a Labor Day Classic until I finished 2013, but I didn't experience the Labor Day until 14. And I as I went through my career, I actually had to turn it down a little bit. I don't know if fans like to hear this kind of stuff. I actually had to kind of shut out all the excitement about the Labor Day rivalry and get back to, I had to play in a really calm state in order to play at a high level. And for me, I had to sort of turn that down. I don't know. Every player is different. Do you get a sense from the locker room? Are guys excited to hear about this and excited about the storied game? Or is the focus, do you find the guys returning back to the, hey, it's just another game, do your job one play at a time kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, each person's different. They have their own personality and their own thing. I know for us as coaches, it's getting the football team focused, getting them prepared so that they can give ourselves the best opportunity to go out there. At the same time, some people haven't experienced the Labor Day Classic and that sort of thing. So I don't sense that there's any under-excitement or over-excitement. And I think it's individually based when it comes to that. But I know that, there was some heat. I think the biggest thing really this week, Luke, is it's our first home game, and it happens to be Labor Day. So I think there is a little bit of, maybe a little bit of juice behind that, just that we won't be traveling. You're going to sleep in your own bed. There's no flights for the first time. And I think it's that more than Labor Day. But when they get here, they'll find out quickly that it is just any home game. It is the Labor Day Classic.
You're right. That's really strange this year that usually it's almost you're getting over the hump in the season when Labor Day comes. There's a lot of football behind you. This year it happened so early, and it by chance is the first home game. It's a very different feel, but excited to see some of the young guys and how they respond to what will be a pretty, I'm sure, exciting crowd and an exciting day for all Ticats involved. Toronto, can you give us a sense from your guys' meeting room, from the team meeting room? What is Toronto doing really well right now that you guys are talking about?
Well, I think they have a belief right now. There's a different person in charge. I know Pinball has his hand in things, and so that's going to bring a different element. They are a lot better on paper. They're very talented and experienced, right? They've done a great job of upgrading their talent. A lot of those players that are there don't know what the past records are about. You can tell they're not focused on that. And, they've played some tough games also and fared well. So they're an improved football team. We're going to have our hands full. The past is the past. We're not looking at the record from before or past Labor Days or the old Toronto teams. This is going to be a tough out for us for sure. And I'm looking forward to it because it's going to tell us about ourselves at the same time.
Yeah, very, very good. Classic Coach O, always learning more about ourselves as well. I like that. Well, Montreal was on paper a very tough matchup as well in Montreal, and they were and are playing very good. And Ticat fans, the Ticat Nation on wide is excited to see a great Labor Day Classic and a long time coming with a year of missed football. So, Coach, I appreciate it very much, you joining us weekly for the Coach O Show. Ticat fans, thanks for tuning in. Coach, best of luck in the rest of the week of prep. We'll see you out there on Monday night.
Perfect. See you then. Bye for now.
Thanks. See ya.